Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
When he said propane, it was just, I need to get him away. I need to get him away.
An incredible story out of South Fargo where a neighbor pulled a man to safety as flames tore through his garage. Thanks for joining us tonight. While the man remains in the hospital with burns, friends and neighbors say they're just thankful everybody could get out alive. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric was on the scene and shows us just who this heroine is who jumped into action.
A neighbor living in this yellow house says she heard two loud bangs this morning. She saw the flames, called 911, and then ran over to this garage.
I saw him starting to crawl out of his garage.
Brenda Delaneva says the second explosion shook her house 2 doors down. She says she wasn't scared. She just sprang into action.
The dispatcher was, telling me, where do you live? What's going on? And I'm trying to help him, get away from the garage. And she's trying to tell me, slow down, slow down.
Delaneva says the man told her he was filling propane tanks when one exploded. And for most of the morning, all fire crews could do was just keep the 100-gallon tank cool.
When they burn like that, the valve melts right off of them, and there's no way to shut the tank down anyway. So we just have to keep them cool, keep people safe at a safe distance until the propane burns out.
The Fargo Fire Department had a similar tank fire last month at a new Casey's gas station being built along 52nd Avenue. And in both instances, fire crews weren't sure how full the tanks were.
To me, helping another person is something that I'm the kind of person that I've always helped other people.
Brenda Delaneva says she's just thankful she could help pull her neighbor to safety and that the fire department showed up as quickly as they did. Delaneva says in her quiet neighborhood, her actions are just what anyone would do. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
The propane tank burned itself out just before noon. People living nearby were evacuated briefly during the fire. One man was taken to Sanford Hospital with burns. Heavy equipment is working at this hour, hauling out dirt following a pipeline leak in Harwood. Crews on the scene wouldn't let us get very close to get a good look at the cleanup, citing safety concerns. But as you can see, there are a number of homes near the leak, and we were told one homeowner was evacuated as a precaution. The pipeline has what is described as a pinhole in it, and company officials say it dumped 100 barrels of gasoline before crews got it shut down. That's more than 4,000 gallons. The 6-inch line is operated by Magellan Pipeline and was moving gasoline between Fargo and Grand Forks. Harwood's Mayor Bill Rorich says Magellan got workers on the scene right away to stop it. There's no word on how much soil is being removed from the site, nor how long the cleanup will take. A company spokesperson tells us the appropriate state and the federal agencies have been notified about the leak. Authorities in Belgium confirmed today that a third unexploded bomb was found at Brussels airport after attacks rocked the city. At a news conference today, the CEO of Brussels airport said they were still waiting to confirm whether the airport could reopen on Thursday. ISIS has claimed responsibility for suicide bomb attacks on Brussels airport and a rush-hour metro train in the Belgian capital today, which killed at least 30 people.
Very soon after the explosions, we have closed the airport, which means we have had to cancel more than 600 flights today. 60,000 passengers were supposed to take these flights. We are still assessing whether we can reopen the airport, not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow.
Tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10, a local woman has family near Brussels, and we'll talk with her about the terrorist attack. A bit cloudy, but a pretty quiet day. Let's find out what's in store for tonight with meteorologist Robert Hahn. Robert?
Yeah, we saw some bonus sunshine as the day wore on. We managed to eke out a 50-degree temperature for a high here in Fargo. Just a touch cooler than that now, 48 degrees. We're still in the 50s down in Sisseton, 51 degrees there, 48 in Oaks, 30 in Langdon, 34 over in the Roseau area. We've seen some breezy conditions once again today. Those winds out of the east and northeast, 10 to 20 miles per hour with some stronger gusts, and those winds will remain on the breezy side as we head through the overnight hours tonight. We have seen some cloud cover, then some breaks in the clouds, more clouds on the way from our southwest. Major snowstorm will be taking aim to areas south of our area, and we are seeing a little bit of snow continuing over parts of the Northern Valley. Did see Some areas see 1 to 2 and even 3 inches of snow in a few locations. Here in Fargo, we stayed dry. We're going to stay dry as we head through the rest of the evening. Temperatures cooling on off to around 40 by 8 o'clock and into the upper 30s by 9. A touch cooler over the next couple of days, and then we've got an Easter weekend upon us. How's the weather going to be for the Easter weekend? We'll let you know in just a few minutes.
All righty. Thanks, Robert. After seeing a lot of crime in the area, a local woman is trying to equip, educate, and empower women to protect themselves. Damsel in Defense is a product line gaining a lot of attention across the state. Betty Jo Krenz is selling the stun guns, pepper sprays, and other defense tools to women. She started selling them after getting into some tough situations while working with women dealing with domestic violence.
When I stun somebody, I am going to seriously give myself about a minute to get away, and they're not going to forget the encounter. But that's it. There's nothing lethal about them, but they're powerful enough to give you that extra bit of time to get out of the situation and get yourself safe.
Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, hear why Krenz says all women should be carrying these tools. The Minnesota Army National Guard has some major long-term plans to close, consolidate, and build new armories across the state. In our region, plans call for the closure of the Armory in Thief River Falls and a new, larger one in Crookston. However, as Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us, it may be a bit early to get very excited about these proposed changes.
As part of a 20-year, $871 million plan, the Minnesota National Guard will reduce its 64 armories in the state to 52. It calls for eventually closing this armory in Thief River Falls.
Does it make sense for us to continue to invest in a facility, say, that we know is going to need a roof in 5 years? Or do we, make the decision to say, you know what, maybe we don't need to be there anymore based on all kinds of other factors?
But as far as the economic impact to the community and whether the building could be taken over by the city, it's all new news to city officials.
So who knows what will happen with that building here in Thief River?
Correct. It's a little early to tell right now what could be done with that building.
Guard troops from Thief River would consolidate into Crookston's armory. A new and larger armory would eventually be built here. However, officials point out that all this is part of a very long-term plan. Changes in Thief River and here in Crookston wouldn't happen until the year 2029, 13 years from now.
It's extremely fluid. This is nothing anyone should get excited about. Again, this is stuff we're talking about that's way in the future if everything goes well.
Big changes maybe more than a decade from now. In Crookston, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Kerr says armories across the state currently serve 13,000 Army and Air National Guard troops. He says it's expected that number will remain about the same in the coming years. An ATM from inside the Shields Arena is missing, and Fargo police are investigating. Police say the theft was reported Friday morning when employees arrived at work. The building had been open until 11 p.m. Thursday, so the theft likely happened between that time period. Deputy Police Chief Joe Anderson says there are no surveillance cameras in the area where the ATM was ripped off the wall, and anyone with information about the theft is asked to call Fargo Police. And Fargo police are investigating a series of overnight burglaries at a Southside apartment building. Someone appears to have gained access to the garages in the 3500 block of 28th Street Southwest early this morning, then kicked or punched their way through an adjoining garage unit. The suspect went into a total of 5 garages, but police say they only stole 1 household item. At this time, police do not have a suspect. Senator Al Franken has an $8 billion plan aimed at dealing with what he says is our nation's skills gap. It's called the Community College Career Fund Act, and it's about helping students who may not want to get a 4-year degree but still wish to continue their education. Franken is at M-State in Moorhead today, urging local businesses and educators to work together to help train potential workers for in-demand skills. Franken says the bill he is promoting is a grant program aimed at helping both students and businesses who will work with them.
This is a path that is actually a very good path where you can get a high-skilled job and a good paying high-skilled job without incurring student debt.
Franken has been working on a number of avenues in his role on the Senate's Education Committee aimed at the student debt problem. Chocolate Easter bunnies are everywhere, but how do you eat healthier this holiday? Dietitians say it's okay to enjoy some of your favorite Easter treats, but in moderation. When cooking for the family, look for things like lean meats, unsweetened items, and products low in sodium.
Right, so you can make some really easy swaps. Maybe instead of doing the white flour rolls, try to do the whole wheat rolls just so you get more nutrition. You can get some fiber, just some better nutrients, or maybe you don't even need it at all too if you have plenty of other sides to choose from.
Another trick is to have smaller plates so portions are smaller. Hardee's is rolling out a new